Hey everybody, welcome back to another Judgment commentary of Sword Art Online Alicization, but today we're going to be checking out episodes 12 through 15, and last time, well, those episodes, most of them were kinda just focused on building up those two jerks from the other episodes as being really bad. Like it just kept progressively getting worse and worse and worse, all the way up until we hit episode 10, where they reached critical mass. I mean, episode 10 is kind of the one where you just gotta talk about it because that episode, I saw somebody say it, and they're probably right, that it is one of the most controversial episodes of the entire franchise. Just that scene, you know which one I'm talking about when it comes to episode 10. That scene was something else. It is not a concept we are unfamiliar with in Sword Art Online. Honestly, it comes up uncomfortably often. I mean, just whenever the author needs to make an antagonist be threatening and awful, he just has to make them a murderous fist. Just every freaking time. I mean, that dude in Alfheim was like that, Death Gun was like that, these dudes are like that. It's almost like JoJo with dogs. If you want to make a villain hateable, just have him do that. But these guys really kicked it up to 11. It had to be one of, no. It was easily the most uncomfortable and disturbing sequence in this entire series thus far. Nothing comes close. Even the stuff in season 1 with, you know, the dude I mentioned in Alfheim, it comes close. It was basically the same concept, but this just kicks it up so much worse because of just the very nature of the scene. It was, for starters, it was double trouble. We had two guys with two girls this time, and with the way they were just begging him to rescue them, to save them, and the fact that he was right there and he just couldn't do anything to stop it was just horrifying to watch. Unpleasant in every way. But at the very least, all of that builds up to what was a cathartic moment where Yu-Gi-Oh! Defies his fate, his programming, whatever you want to call it. He resists so much that his eyeball, which was keeping him in line, frickin' explodes out of his face. He draws his sword and bam, slice. Takes one of those guys' arm clean off. At the very least, it was satisfying to see that, but if you ask me personally, I feel kind of ripped off because I wish Yu-Gi-Oh! Would have been the one to get the kill on both of those guys, you know, and not have Kirito come in and take out the other guy. I know there's a reason why Yu-Gi-Oh! Didn't get both of them, but I wish just with that first swing, he would have just lopped clean through both of them, you know? I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Deserved that. Kirito didn't do anything, he just came in at the right moment and then curb stomped the other guy. At least he got both of his arms though. Oh, and fun detail. Apparently, according to one of you guys, in the original source material, there was an argument made that Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh! Were innocent of murder because the guy died not by them killing him, but by his flux light just collapsing in on itself. So technically, yeah, they didn't kill him. It wasn't them taking his health points down to 0, he just had a freaking heart attack. Or a stroke. Or a soul attack, whatever the equivalent is. And yeah, as awful as the scene was, there is a point to be made that there is a real-world parallel to what was happening because that kind of thing happened in the distant past, you know, like medieval times where nobles and lords and stuff would do exactly what they're doing, only under even worse circumstances, because they wouldn't even need validation or justification to do it. They would just do it. If they felt like doing it, they just could. It was awful. Doesn't mean we need to see it happen in Sword Art Online, but at least real world parallels, yeah. Although the weird thing is that the taboo index was built off of modern, like, ethics, right? Because it was that there were real people who came in and taught them in this world what was right and wrong. So how in the name of hell did the taboo index allow nobles to do that? You can't kill people, but you can violate them from here to Timbuktu for no reason. The punishment didn't even fit the crime. It couldn't ever fit the crime. So yeah, the taboo index is stupid. It makes no sense. I don't know how they could have allowed that to happen, but yeah, it did. But that's enough rambling about episode 10. Episode 11 had some stuff too, because it turns out that Alice, or at least what they think is Alice at this point, has just become one of those nobility knight whatever guys whose names I can't remember. I'm sorry, but she's one of them now, and she is the one who happened to be sent in to arrest them for violating the taboo index, but now that they're within, they can just try to make their way up to the tower and set her free. But it's unsure if that's her like being brainwashed or if it's like some kind of copy of her. We don't know. All we know is that Alice sent that dream message to him about going to the top in order to free her, so there's a lot of room for what that could mean. Oh well, now Kirito and Yuji have to face this one dude who's blocking their path using nothing but the chains that once binded them. So, we'll see how that goes. What do you say? Let us begin. Well, what an interesting set of 4 episodes. They set us on a different narrative path, you know? I mean, the place they're trying to get to is about the same, but they have a new meaning and they have a more well-defined goal than just let's save Alice. They now know exactly what they need to do and how to do it. They just gotta get up to the top and do so. And honestly, the whole get to the top thing, it's similar to the first arc of this, you know, the original Sword Art Online one, where they were trying to get up to the top of the tower here. But this is definitely a little bit different, and they're also ascending really, really quickly. They're already halfway freaking there to the 100th floor. I mean, well, they said it was probably about 100. I'm not sure if it's exactly 100, but still getting 50 floors up with their, like, one of their first episodes, even trying, pretty quick. And now we have a perfect explanation for why the taboo index sucks. Because, like I said, their moralities were supposed to be established by, you know, actual modern people who were coming in and acting as gods, and that was the idea, but it turns out one of those guys was a secret evil person whose morality was completely askewed, and then the kids he had, I guess he raised them, otherwise evil people don't just have evil kids. I don't think there's like a gene for that sort of stuff, but I guess there can be, but I don't know. Either way, his kids were evil too, and then one of those kids eventually, you know, went on to become really evil and secure a place as administrator, and then she wrote the taboo index, and that's why the taboo index blows, because it was skewed in favor of those who are of noble lineage such as her, to where they could basically do whatever they want as long as they feel like they have a reason to. Pretty stupid. And man, I don't know what's wrong with me that I didn't expect the secret stab from the 2 kids like that. I knew that they were going to be antagonistic towards them. The second I saw the knives, I was like, they're gonna pull them on him. I just didn't, for whatever reason, I didn't think they would get up close and just stab him. I'm stupid. I should have seen that coming. And realistically, they should have seen it coming. And Kirito did see it coming, and he just let it happen. That's what up, Kirito, what are you doing? He said, I knew right away, the second you said the thing about the nuns being called to stay in, and when I saw the knives, I knew you'd do a paralyzing thing. Why didn't you stop them? That's the better question. I'm not saying you have to kill them, but you could incapacitate them probably pretty good. I mean, all they know is getting up close and stabbing people. Just keep your distance. Especially after Yujiro got stabbed. Why was it just like, oh no, Yujiro! When he supposedly was onto them the whole time. So instead he just prepared to cast the anti-paralyzing spell instead of taking measures to defend themselves from getting shanked. Well, your call, man. I guess it panned out, but I mean, they could have just decapitated him. How did you know they weren't gonna do that? Because they were planning on doing it anyway. I guess he somehow called it that they weren't gonna do it until they were around the other knights. It's a bit of a risk. Oh well, they're creepy. Their backstory was horrendous. She's just taking a bunch of kids and have them stab each other over and over, and then try to resurrect them. Until eventually, you know, it only takes them screwing it up one time for them to be gone. And they were the only 2 who got it right every single time. They got it down to a science to just stab right for the heart or to decapitate. Which, they make those blades sharp, dude. Decapitating is not easy. You gotta get through the frickin' spine. Stands to reason that they would be very, very psychotic and so willing to smile at somebody while stabbing them like that. They want to, and the thing is that they wanted to make themselves seem stronger. They wanted to be taken as actual integrity knights, even though they're only basically like junior integrity knights at this point. They had the guts, the arrogance to talk down to those actual integrity knights. They've got some chutzpah. So yeah, not too bad of a set of 4 right there. We had one episode that was basically just an exposition dump, but you gotta have those happen at some point. I feel like it kind of came out of left field with the sudden turn, but it's fine. We kind of needed something like that to shake things up a bit, and I think we actually got some pretty cool details about how all this ended up being the way that it was with that one rogue dude. Although I feel like I need a little bit more context to that. Maybe they planted him on purpose. After all, they really don't care about the well-being of this place. They want to forge them into soldiers and all that, so... And apparently they also... But wait. The plan was to send in an apocalyptic force of demons at the end, right? But they wanted to train them to be soldiers. I guess the idea is that anyone who would survive the Judgment Day apocalypse would be the ones that you'd want to use, but yeah, whatever. Maybe we'll get more about that later. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say on the matter for now, guys, but thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed, subscribe, blah. Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed, subscribe to be updated on more. That would be great. Next time, the next set of 4 episodes, episodes 16 through 19. At this point, even though I still owe a 5 episode one for this here, I think it's just gonna have to be 4, and then I do the last 5 all together. You know, episodes 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Man, at this point, that's probably the best way to do it, unless I do 16 through 20. Either way, I'm gonna have to do 5, otherwise I'm gonna be left with just 1 spare. But sometimes it's just hard to work that in. Either way, pretty good episodes, had some hype moments in there, had some surprises, got some nice contextualization of what's been going on in this world and what may be and what we can expect. Either everything's gonna get deleted, everyone's gonna die, or Kirito can find Plan C and then save everybody. Probably gonna go for that one, but we'll see. For now, guys, that's it. Till we meet again, I will see you guys later.